Hello, Internet. It's December 16th, and this is the 29th episode of the Park Bench. I'm C. Parks.
And I'm Golden Rose K.
And as you can see from this overlay, the post-Game Awards show has brought the cold.
Mm-hmm.
As it's now
ice time.
It's now snowy and icy in the world of the Park Bench. What's up?
So we got our Steam in review today, let me tell you. And it told me that I played 81 games this year, which is 41 more than last year.
Wow.
And it said I played 54 of those games for games that I just started for the first time this year. It also said to keep our narrative going, I played 68 demos the year of the demo.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Also, it was like you unlocked 1,039 achievements, which is 705 more than last year, which seems fucking crazy.
That is.
I don't I feel like I didn't play much more than last year, but I guess I did.
I guess you got to think of it as this is just Steam.
Yeah.
Maybe it feels different because you were playing more on the Switch or something.
Yeah, it's possible.
Maybe more
console. Think of what
console stuff.
I don't even remember last year. The fucking mystery to me.
What was last year? 2024?
Yeah.
No.
I was really into roller skating for like 3 months. But yeah, how you been? What have you been playing? Anything cool?
The games that it says that I spent the most time playing a controller include Sonic Racing Crossworlds and the Sonic Racing Crossworlds network test. Anything cool? Let's see. I played some UFO 50 in bed the other day recently. Played. Oh my god, I had things to say here. I forget what it was now. UFO 50.
Played some Melee?
Played some Melee. Played some one game of Once Upon a Galaxy. We'll see how much more I play of that, but I'll give it a little I'll give it a little bit more. Yeah, that's about it that I can think of that makes sense. I don't remember I don't remember anything else specifically. I didn't play Peak, but I saw the concert event that happened in Peak with BB No Money.
What?
Yep. Yeah. Peak over the weekend. Over the weekend, it just ended actually an hour ago. On the shore, there was a statue that appeared, and it had a bugle.
My bisexual king did a fucking concert in
Peak.
Wow.
So you would walk up to the statue, grab the horn, blow the horn, and then off on the horizon, an enormous Peak version of BB No Money rises out of the ocean and has a concert. And then in one of the songs that he does, of Iron Mouse and Vanilla Mace also show up. And a really big, kind of horrific, cursed version of Bing Bong shows up and is dancing.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So that just ended. Yeah. You had Peak doing Fortnite concerts with BB No Money. Which was funny because it was like literally like right after BB No Money was like, I'm not gonna do music anymore. Oops.
I don't know how to react to that. To any of that. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. It was interesting for sure. The concert. Not BB No Money quitting music.
Yeah.
Because he said he's getting bullied too much online and he doesn't care.
What the hell? I'm being mean to BB No Money.
Yeah.
So
what have you been playing other than Once Upon a Galaxy?
I mean, I beat Unbeatable. So the game's a lie. So whatever.
Someone's lying.
We'll talk about we'll talk about that during the show. I played The King is Watching Volcano update. That new map, pretty darn good. Pretty scaling pretty fast in that game. I feel like I'm pretty fucking good at it. And then I played Melee with you. After downloading Slippy after watching the Nouns Invitational.
You were inspired by the Nouns Invitational.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna become best Jigglypuff in the Northeast.
Okay. Yeah. Because the rest of the country and world already has like a best Jigglypuff. If you haven't heard of him, I'm assuming that's who inspired you finally.
Yeah, after watching thousands and thousands of his content, I'm actually curious. Dude, fuck, two Saints from New York. Does that qualify as Northeast?
Man, I mean, if you're looking at sports divisions, New York is always in the East.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a little tough, but
is Toussaint even playing anymore? I don't know.
But SDJ is Texas, so that's far enough away.
Yeah, that is not north or east.
And that hungry boy is down in Florida.
Man, the Jigglypuff scene on the East Coast is gonna be crazy with Hungrybox, you and Toussaint.
It's gonna be. We're gonna take the world by storm. East versus West.
I got a little bit of a puff too.
Let's do it. You're on the West Coast.
I feel like with Jigglypuff, like at such a low level of play, there's there's just like a few things that if you can get consistent with, you just destroy anyone at your level.
Yeah, that's what I was reading some guides, and they're basically like, okay, they're like, Jigglypuff's not a good character to learn this game with because you don't use tools every other character uses. And then it was like, oh, like if you're just consistent at like spacing and some rest conversions, like everyone in your like in like the low like division brackets, you should just be able to beat. And I'm like, okay, cool.
And annoy the hell out of them too. Yeah,
but it's just like, I don't know. She's the funnest character just because like resting just feels like a home run every time you hit it. Like it's just like I didn't hit first base. Like if I back air you off edge, then maybe that's a single or a double. But when I fucking do get a rest conversion, I'm like, I just swung for the fences. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm Barry Bonds. I
mean, I think with Jigglypuff, she like the rest feels really good to hit, and then also it feels good to go off stage. And she's typically, you feel a little more comfortable with her off stage because of how many times she can jump. So I feel like a good designed character, Some may disagree, but I see the fun in Jigglypuff.
Yeah, boring, not real Melee. Slow,
Which
not
is
fun to
immediately what I
watch.
thought of when you said the guide was like, it says Jigglypuff is bad to learn this game because she doesn't do stuff the rest of the cast does. And it's just like, well, you know, they sound like they're hating. They sound like
Do
they're
you think that
hating.
there's someone like I'm actually curious? I should watch the doc because like, did Amsa learn Melee through Yoshi, or did he learn how to play Yoshi after he learned Melee?
Good
That
question.
also seems like a miserable fucking character to learn this game.
Mm-hmm.
But like almost in the opposite way, where I feel like if you learn how to play the game via Yoshi, then you're just good at every other character. Whereas if you learn how to play via Jigglypuff, then you're not going to be good with every other character.
I think, yeah. I don't know.
Like, sure, you have armor, but you don't have a fucking jump.
Yoshi's a weird one, also.
Weird little guy.
Yeah. Because then even if it like, even if then if you go like after that, who's the next weird character?
Luigi.
But Luigi's so normal, you know, in comparison. Yeah, it's just really those two that are kind of like their own island. Anyways,
I guess Game & Watch is disjointed as all heck, but
yeah, but I guess I'm just thinking as like a semi-casual,
yeah, okay,
to like enjoying competitive person, like they feel different, whereas like a casual person picking up Game & Watch understands everything that is happening with him along like in lines with the rest of the cast, you know, so
makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's get on to the show.
Anyways, today, yeah, Game Awards happened. How do I do this? Nope, not that. It wasn't that. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. That one. Boom. Well, it's big. Talk about the Game Awards, the awards. Because, you know, along with you know, that's half the show, right? Is the awards. And then the other half of the show is the second category, the Game Awards, the trailers. Which it's kind of like sad to say that like that's kind of what I'm there for mostly. Is like the reveals.
Yeah, you don't care about the art form of
don't care to celebrate any people's accomplishments with what they've created or whatever.
Yeah, I think you're just not a guy. You don't care about the past. You just want to look forward.
Exactly. And the future is High Guard.
It certainly might be.
I don't know. Yeah, talk briefly about High Guard because I looked into it a little bit. That was the controversial last reveal at the awards. You supposedly beat Unbeatable. And then Marathon, that game from Bungie.
Yeah.
Posted some new stuff. They updated everyone on what's going on, and they're coming out in March. Talk about Marathon briefly. But first, did that wrong. There we go. The Game Awards. The awards. Claire Obscure. All right, next. Moving on.
Next category. You know, nominated, had 13 nominations, but only 11 categories because there was 3 for performance. And they won 9 out of the 11 categories. The only 2 that they lost was like the player choice one, which went to the Gacha game Wuthering Waves.
Yeah.
And then sound design, which as always goes to the military shooter and has always forever gone to the military shooter.
Yep. Hey, could be another shooter next year based on what I mean, I guess we'll talk about it. What I saw from the Marathon vid doc. We talked about that before too. Sound design was always the shooting game because you got to pay attention to the sounds of the guns and the footsteps, and that's what gets the people going. Good footsteps and good shooting guns.
it is weird that like sound design is like ubiquitous with guns, because like when I think of like sound design in movies, my brain always thinks about the shootout scene in the movie Heat from the 90s
Mm-hmm.
as like one of the best of all time, just because of the way those guns sound and the way that it invokes stress.
So you get it.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with their decision of making the military shooter the best sound design because you love the sound of gunfire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually like it's interesting because it makes you less afraid
of the real thing.
Of the real thing, you know. So it's like you get used to the sound of the fucking guns going off, machine guns, ARs. In real life, you're like, oh man, this isn't real.
See, I think that's the argument that we need to start making when people are out there pushing narratives like, oh, guns in video games are bad, and this is why. We'd be like, actually, it's just preparing us for the real events so that we understand what it sounds like. Because obviously, the shooting in Battlefield sounds exactly the same. And will feel exactly the same in real life. Anyway, Clair Obscur won everything, basically. Let's run down the list, starting at the top because I don't want to start at the bottom. Game of the year.
Yep.
Clair Obscur.
Which at that point was fairly obvious. One of my friends at my house party had to leave early because they worked the next day, and it's late over here. And he was like, and Dario kept being like, "Why are you leaving? You don't know what's gonna win." And they were just like, "I'm fairly certain it's gonna be Clair." And he's like, "You don't know that."
It would have been, I think, so insane, and like it would have like done so much, I think, damage to the credibility of the award show if after Clair Obscur won 9 awards, it didn't win the Game of the Year, where the award's gonna be like best sound design, best, performances, best art direction, whatever, best this, best that, best that. Not the best game though.
I think that, but if that were to almost happen, if I was Jeff, I would just like fucking tweak it, man. I would just be like, yeah. Because
then
no one ever found out.
You got to take a good look at your voters, like whoever's on these the panels for the voters. You got to take a good look at them and be like, what were you doing? What were you guys thinking?
What the fuck's going on?
Yeah. So Clair Obscur, best game direction. Clair Obscur over Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotei, Hades, Split Fiction, basically against the game of the year category, plus Split Fiction and minus like Donkey Kong and stuff. Best adaptation, Last of Us Season. Sonic was robbed.
Metal was robbed.
They completely forgot about Sonic. Didn't include it. It wasn't nominated. It is very obviously the best adaptation of the year. Where else do you get Live and Learn?
Exactly. I was wondering where you were going to go in my head, and I was just like, Live and Learn. You're going to say Live and Learn.
Yeah.
You fucking.
There's a cat here. There's a cat.
Live and Learn.
Anyway, Ichabod's tail is just going to be in shot for a little bit. Art direction. Oh wait, no, sorry. Narrative. Clair Obscur. Art direction.
Clair Obscur.
Score. Clair Obscur. In score, what would have been the runner-up in your mind?
That's pretty difficult. For my own personal taste, it would probably be Hades 2. But like I guess kind of the issue with Hades 2 is that a lot of Hades 2 is building directly on a lot of the songs in Hades 1.
Gotcha.
So maybe Silk Song, but like I don't know. I don't really know what would be the runner-up. I mean, obviously, like the very internet take is to be upset that Mario Kart wasn't on here for how many renditions and how fucking huge that soundtrack is. But there's no way to fucking listen to that. So
it's true. Also, since you mentioned Hades 2 a little bit, and Hades 2 has been in a lot of these categories, Hades 2 was such a weird Like, hello, sir. Such a weird addition to like the Game Awards for me for like all these nominees, because it seemed so like under discussed. Like it felt like a game that came out and there was no like discussion about it. It was just like, yeah, game's great. We know, one of the best. It's amazing. Moving on. And that's and like maybe I don't even know if I was gonna say maybe that's like sequelitis, but this whole thing this all of these are sequels. Death Stranding, Death Stranding 2, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Ghost of Yotai. Like everything is really like so much of this is sequel. So like I don't think that's it, but
yeah, I guess like the narrative around Hades 2 is like you don't have the mythos of Silksong of like fucking being non-existent and being the like is Silksong gonna show up today like for like 5 years in every direct ever, and then you have the long early access, and yeah, you just have that like, oh, there's a lot of people who played it in early access and then played it when it came out and got the ending. There was some scuttlebutt about like the ending of the game originally, but even that died down. Yeah, I think it's just like a lot of people being like, yeah, it's a great game. It's near perfect. That's exactly what we expected.
Yeah.
Like, which is weird. It's always fucking strange when it's like something like that. There's no excitement.
Let's see, moving on. Best audio design, Battlefield 6. Yep. Best performance, Jennifer English. Had a nice little speech.
Did you watch the best performance? I mean, the Game Awards in general?
Not live, but I've like gone back and like skipped through parts of it that I wanted to watch.
There's a moment where when Ben Starr's face appears, he just does the goofiest little face. And then when Jennifer English wins, you just see him be so excited for her. It's good stuff. She had a good speech.
Yeah, she did have a good speech. I thought it was very funny where she was basically like at the Video Game Awards, like, for anyone out there who's neurodivergent, which I think there's a lot of you out here right now. So that was funny. But yeah, it was good. Innovation in accessibility. Doom. The Dark Ages won something.
Yep. You can customize pretty much everything from the difficulty to the colors of every single thing on the screen, along with some other stuff I was reading about.
Games for Impact, South of Midnight.
Disappointed in this one, but whatever.
Way to go.
This one just feels like it's like that's the one that got played the most, which is unfortunately how a lot of these categories are going to be.
Yeah, this one, because like the rest of them are really like indie teams, right?
Yeah, and then South of Midnight does have Xbox funding.
It's a Microsoft team. And again, it's the Game Awards, so like I don't want to take anything away from the work they put in. But it was easily the most played. It's on Game Pass and like again, backed by Microsoft. Best ongoing game, No Man's Sky.
Yeah, good for No Man's Sky. Continuously.
It's weird because like, but yeah, it is continuously getting updates and like improving and like adding. But I was still kind of surprised.
Yeah, I kind of was torn. Like No Man's Sky, Rivals, and Helldivers feel like the three that were possible here. Even though Final Fantasy 14 usually gets it, but that's had a bad kind of year and a half with its most recent expansion. I really thought that it was going to be one of the other two, but No Man's Sky, again, like just the amount of goodwill Hello Games has
picked up
over the last fucking 10 years.
Yeah. Best community support, however, went to Baldur's Gate 3.
I think that's just like, if you put that in a category, Like it might just like because in early April they came out with like the last update with new free classes, new stuff like that, subclasses, and a little bit of extra content, and I guess that's enough. And listen, I'm for it. But it is
last year's big winner. So
with this win, they get closer and closer to. They're not actually too far away from the amount total of awards.
For like a game studio? For a game or a game studio?
For a game that Clair Obscur got.
Oh. Okay. Best independent game. Of course, it's Clair Obscur. Like, it was the game of the year. What a crazy good list this is, though. For best independent game. Insane how good this is. Best indie debut. I like how Kotaku crossed off Mega Bonk. Clair Obscur, yep. Best mobile game, Uma Musume. Pretty dirty.
I popped off a little bit. I think my room popped off, our watch party.
I saw a clip. Tiana was watching the Game Awards with Tyler. And Tyler got upset because she said the name wrong. Because like I can't remember how exactly, but it's something instead of like Uma Musume, it sounded like it was like Umama Sume or something. You know, he was just no, I just said it wrong. Crazy that Wuthering Waves didn't win that.
But one player choice, yeah.
We'll get to that.
Well, I think like Uma Musume, like that's and what the Game Awards often does, it rewards like the narrative of the year, right? And Uma Musume was like the narrative of the summer for the most part.
Yeah. Yep. Best VR AR game, The Midnight Walk. Hell yeah. If there was any game in that category I wanted to win, it was for sure that one. Best action game, Hades 2.
There you go.
Good. Again, this is a pretty solid list. Also, Doom, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden, Shinobi. Real happy to see Shinobi get a
the game's very beautiful.
Get a nominee. Yeah. Best action adventure game. Hold on, Silk Song. Hades 2.
I'm glad they both got their flowers.
Yeah, Hades 2, no adventuring though.
Yeah, it's
just action. Non-adventurous.
It does follow like again, I think on the show before the Game Awards last week, I talked about, or whenever the nominations dropped, like if you are in the Game of the Year conversation, you should win your genre. Like you should win the category where you're not against the other ones. So Hades winning that, and then either Death Stranding or Silk Song winning action adventure makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Best RPG, Clair Obscur. Again, real good list of nominees. Like, I think it's one of those things again where so many of these nominees where it's just like in a different year, like this wins or that wins. Like, you know, Kingdom Come Deliverance might be game of the year a different year. You know, best fighting game, Fatal Fury.
The only real one.
Yeah, like
one remake, 2 collections, and 1 game that's not officially out.
Which, like, yeah, this category just makes me think, like, looking at 2XKO and just thinking, like, are we going to see that in this category again next year?
Probably, maybe. It'll be a better year for fighting games next year, anyway.
What's out?
The Avatar fighting game, Marvel Token, Invincible, officially 2XKO, and that's just what I can name off the top of my head.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be out next year, but there's also the new Virtua Fighter that's been announced.
Yeah.
Haven't heard much for that in a while, but yeah. Best family game, Donkey Kong.
Probably should have been Legos, but whatever. This category doesn't ever make sense to me.
Yeah, it's just like, no, it's like best family game. I guess it just means like best, like, I don't know, not
like all ages game.
Yeah, best game not rated T for teen. I don't know. Split
Mhm.
Fiction's probably rated T for teen though, which again, I don't know why that's on this other than it being 2-player.
Yeah.
Which is the other like on our half of this. Is that what this is? Is this for like is this a category for children or a category for like I don't know. Whatever.
Mhm.
Best sim strategy game, Final Fantasy Tactics.
This feels like when, you know, in the Oscars, when an actor wins like a Best Actor award, like on like a kind of a mid-year, just because they like haven't won one in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you give it to
And
like
finally,
you know, like
they-
30 years. Yeah.
They've been nominated 16 times and they've never won. But this year they finally broke through and did it.
Yeah. And it's what feels like Tactics get. Like, it's a good game. It's a remake. It technically, like, it's different shading, and like it doesn't do a whole lot to be a like actual remake. I still love it very dearly, but it's not new by any means.
Yeah, I would have loved to see the Alters win, but I'm perfectly fine with Tactics. Sports and Racing, Mario Kart World.
Boo.
Sure.
For all my Sonic Racing fans out there.
Best multiplayer, Arc Raiders.
Interesting. And it's weird. I didn't realize it until Terrence said it, but one of my friends was like really shocked that Marvel Rivals wasn't nominated for this category.
I agree.
I don't disagree with them.
Don't disagree at all. I think out of all of these games, I think Battlefield 6 and Elden Ring Night Rain are almost here to fill out the genres.
Yeah.
And I think either of those could have been taken out for Marvel Rivals.
Mhm.
Or I mean, I guess, well, I'm biased against Peak. Peak's up, like, Peak.
I would have liked to see Peak win.
Peak in my heart deserved to be here. Split Fiction was like a darling for a while, and it is multiplayer. But yeah, Marvel Rivals, I feel like that game's gonna stick around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say these aren't, but
yeah.
It's
very interesting because like we talk a lot about doom and gloom, of course, with like a lot of, and we'll talk about some doom and gloom with multiplayer games a little bit later. But that game coming out and being able to like just eat into the player base of something like Overwatch or other hero shooters and be able to stick around is really fascinating.
Yeah,
it's like really, that's good on them for being able to do that. Whereas we see so many failures and closures every I saw a post from Coney because like he's basically talking about how like he's surprised. He's like I never would have put myself being a shill for the Marvel hero shooter on my bingo list, but like here I am, and like love this game. And some of the, like one of the things he mentioned about it is he's basically like, they're not, I guess, just like strictly like balancing things and making things to make it a competitive esport. They're just trying to make it fun. And he's like, so there's stuff that's dumb in this game that's just like broken or whatever, but he's like, but it's fun because of this or that. And so it's like, because there isn't that, like, or in their opinion anyway, there isn't that pressure to try to be Overwatch esports. Yeah, for sure.
It just like helps that for so many people just to be like a fun game.
Yeah, for sure. You got distracted, but
that's all right.
No, it's neat. We'll talk about the Marvel Rivals reveal in the next category, but
most anticipated
game. Wow, shocked.
Grand Theft Auto. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I part of my brain is like, you should have found someone really dumb to bet money on this. But that would be mean and exploitable. I kind of wish this category was most anticipated game that's not Grand Theft Auto 6. Also, not that I care about anticipated game as a thing we award things to, but whatever.
I think I don't know. I'm into it. I love the like anticipation of a game launch, so I get it. 007 First Light really feels like it's just like forcing itself into these categories at this point.
Well, now it's finally maybe a little bit hype. I don't know.
It's got Lenny Kravitz.
It's got Lenny Kravitz.
Content Creator of the Year, Moist Critical. Sure.
Good job, Charlie.
Sure. Best esports game, Counter-Strike 2. Sure.
Neat.
Sure. Good for you. Beating out Valorant. Best esports athlete, Chovy.
Yep, Chovy.
Best esports team, Team Vitality, Counter-Strike 2. I feel like that might go hand in hand
with best esport.
Yeah, I feel like if you've got like a really good, like, I'm assuming Team Vitality has like a good, nice like story or whatever for the season. I feel like, you know, without Team Vitality, Counter-Strike 2 probably doesn't win best esport game. And then Player's Choice, which is Wuthering Waves, and I don't understand what that category is.
So Player's Voice is the 100% voted on by fans. You start off with like 35 games. Like they're like everyone has an equal share vote as opposed to it being like 90% publications and stuff for the other genres.
Yeah.
I mean the other so it starts with like 35 and then it kind of has like an elimination bracket where least votes get knocked out, least notes get fucked out, blah blah blah, until it gets down to the final 5.
And
Wuthering Waves wins.
I guess Wuthering Waves community just really showed up for this.
Yeah, community, and of course, like you're thinking worldwide, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
The amount of and you're
mobile.
Also thinking about how like mobile gacha game player base, free to play, technically is so fucking huge, right?
Yeah. Overall, happy with how the awards like themselves went out. Clair Obscur winning damn near everything is love it for that game. We kind of touched on it a little bit. Does make the final award of the night feel a little anticlimactic. Because, you know,
one of our friends in like the Discord chat was just like, it's kind of boring seeing Clair Obscur win everything, and I'm like, well, dude, I'm sorry that like they made like I don't know, like that they basically went 17-0. Like what? Come on, just like
don't bring that up.
Like they did it.
They didn't.
Yeah, I guess they like 15-1. Yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was. I think I also like. I'll talk about this here instead of with the trailers. I think the show was really well paced as a full viewing experience until like the last like 30-ish minutes. But that has to do with certain announcements not hitting straight, and we can talk about that now.
Well, last thing I just want to say that this happened last year also, which I really love, is this year after the awards ended, Clair Obscur won 1 billion awards, and I saw a lot of like people, content creators and whatnot, saying like, all right, well, I guess it's time to play Clair Obscur. So like, hell yeah, cool. Last year it was a like, it hit a little harder because it hit a lot of people that, like, I saw like more non-content creators saying this, but I think it was last year. It was Balatro, where it didn't win everything, but I did see a ton of people just being like, I gotta try this Balatro out. Good for
also
these games.
Yeah, good. I guess lastly, also like these studios having like these like thank you updates is always like a fun thing. Like Clair Obscur has a free DLC that you can play right now. um, with like the standards like quality of life stuff and like photo mode and some extra things, but also a whole new area that you can explore with new stuff happening, character interactions. And then Hollow Knight said they were coming out with the DLC for Silk Song,
Sea of Sorrow.
Sea of Sorrow in 2026, which I'll believe. I'll choose to believe that that's real.
I saw people going, I've seen this happen, but we've played this game once already. Okay, like we know what's going on.
Yeah, and then various other games had their little updates. I know every year, like the gacha games will always do like a thing. Although I saw people being like, Uma didn't give out enough things, but whatever. That sounds very privileged.
Yeah, exactly. But then the other stuff we saw, which we started saying at the awards, were trailers. Now let's jump in rather than going through every single thing that was announced. Let's first jump into our highlights, things that we saw that we liked. If I might go first.
Well, yeah, I mean, like we could just go through everything and then be like, oh, like if it's a highlight on one of ours, then we can talk about it.
All right, fine. So here, I'll go bloop. Let's transition to this new scene. It's nice and big. Woo. Everything we saw at the Game Awards. All right. Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic.
Yeah. Fucking cool. I mean, this is like also wait a minute. Actually, before we even talk about this, I was so fucking close because I was like, they're gonna open with Divinity. But then by the end of the show, I was like, damn, they should have closed with Divinity like Chris wanted. But I just thought of that when I saw Divinity pop up and I made that statement. But Fate of the Old Republic is really cool concept. It's fucking 4 years out probably. Arcanaut.
I haven't seen anything specific, but I did just see somebody, I think it was Jeff Grubb, be like, this game is very far away.
Yeah, Jason Schreier says like it's probably 2030 at the earliest. But then Casey Hudson, the director, the founder of this new studio, and ex BioWare Mass Effect trilogy, in KOTOR 1 lead, was like, I'll be out before 2030. I'm not getting any younger. And I'm like, okay, Casey, like I'll like I know you want that to be true. But yeah, I mean, Knights of the Republic, some of my favorite games of all time. Of course, I'm excited about this. It's still kind of vaporware until it actually you get more like gameplay details and whatnot. It is very interesting that I'm glad we don't do live reacts. Well, I kind of wish we did do, but at the same time, like live react K to all of this is so much different to like a week later, sober thought. Like I've come down from the emotional high of seeing KOTOR spiritual successor. Yeah. And now I'm like, I'm excited. But like
KOTOR.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, KOTOR is gonna be cool when I know more about it. I'm not as fucking popping off through the roof.
Divinity.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I mean, we talked about it, we knew about it.
We knew about it. Star Wars is back. Star Wars is back. Star Wars is back, and
Star Wars is back.
We'll see the other Star Wars game revealed here too. Divinity's trailer.
Gooey.
A little much, huh?
I mean, I'm for it. I don't mind violence and gooey and gross.
It was aggressive.
But yeah, it is very aggressively dark. Like, I don't know. It's a world where the gods are like dying and taking revenge on the world. So
I feel like it like I'm of two thoughts. One is I'm like, I think like, wow, this was maybe a little too much for the show. But also, aside from the show, it being as much as it is does make it stand out a little bit. It's a little more interesting to me to be like something we're talking about it,
Yeah.
Also,
like every time in the world, I do wish it would cinematic only trailers are like, you can only get so torqued.
And that was kind of what I was going to say. Is also it was only cinematics. Completely like pre-rendered cinematic. God, it should have ended the show. Maybe, yeah,
maybe. But they did say it's turn-based still, and so that gets rid of like when we talked about it last week about like will it go back to like the ARPG roots or like what have you. No, they're like it's still turn-based. It's still. So I'll be there. I'll play it.
They're out there. I guess it's just called Divinity. Apparently, that's what it seems like. I think if it wasn't just called Divinity, we wouldn't have this logo.
Yeah.
There's something about it that like feels like this is settled on the name, and it's not just like the next game in the Divinity series, and then we learn the subtitle later or whatever. But
it's doing that classic kind of annoying that movies do all the time now, where it's just like this is the new Scream, so it's just called Scream.
Yep.
Or
the Scream.
Yeah. It's whatever. But I'll play it probably.
Yeah, probably. 4-Loop.
Robot.
Coming with the chicken foot. Divinity Star Wars is back. I liked this one.
Yeah. You talk about it, and then I'll talk about what I learned about it today.
Okay, good, because I haven't learned anything about it. I just liked this trailer for one. I think it's a nice art style, just like the way the scratch lines, and I think it looks nice. The little monster companion guy, cute as all heck.
The Last Guardian, like.
Yep. Potentially. And then lastly, when you ever get to play as an old grumpy looking lady?
Yeah, I don't know if you like. I can't think of a game at the top of my head, period, where you get to play as an old lady.
Yeah, look at it. You play as this old lady. Yeah, this cute monster guy. Love the way he moves. Love his personality. It just, I don't know. I think those are the things that made it stick out to me. Is one, its visuals, the monster guys, cute mannerisms, and then also playing as this old lady with chicken feet.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm assuming a witch.
Maybe. So I'm not 100% sure. Bruce Straley today was on kind of funny for the Games Daily Showcase, and they talked or just Games Daily, and they talked about the game.
Look at that.
And he talked about how he was like he started thinking of this idea while working on Jak and Daxter. And then he started working on it, like he started developing it even more throughout Last of Us 1, because he was like he was just like wanted to see if he could tell like an emotional story without cutscenes, like with very little cutscenes. He wanted to be like the Ellie, quote unquote, this monster, to be able to react and cause emotional moments while in gameplay and while like actually playing the game, instead of there being these scripted kind of emotional beats, which I thought was really neat. They're definitely they're self-publishing it for now, but they very much were like, hey, like maybe we get enough wish lists, maybe we can talk to a publisher. But yeah, it looks very cute. Very cute.
And then we have, man, I don't know how to say this. Ontos?
Yeah, Ontos or Ontos.
Ontos.
Yeah.
Fucked up body horror shit happening.
Is Soma devs.
So. More Soma. Yep. Not for
also,
me, but
one of the many games published by Kepler today.
Kepler popped up at this award a few times.
Big fucking day for Kepler. But yeah, this is one of those ones where I'm like, I'm always kind of iffy on horror. Like I like horror, but horror games I kind of just like wait and see if it actually like appeals to my very specific senses.
Zenless Zone Zero has a new character revealed.
Neat.
2XKO has
New character.
a new character revealed. Interesting to put a sniper in a fighting game. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, Zoner, probably.
Resident Evil Requiem had a new trailer. We saw Leon.
Yeah, we finally saw Leon. And then their comments after were very like what I wanted to hear. They were like, "Hey, 50% of the game you play as Claire. I mean, as a what? No, what the heck's her name? Its last name's Ashford. Grace. You play as Grace, and like that's gonna be more Outlast. Very like you're not a super soldier.
You're not a mercenary.
You don't have this mythos like Leon. And that's gonna be like a lot of more of the horror aspect of the game, and then Leon is going to be much more of like
shooting guys in the head.
Yeah, and kicking people. You see Leon do a goddarn like roundhouse kick to a zombie. And it's so funny seeing him do it to like a normal zombie, because like he's only been doing it to the big guys like in the last like 3 entries he's been in.
I hope because he's old Leon, he complains about his knees or his back or something, you know. Complains about his lower back pain that he got. Order of the Sinking Star, fantasy puzzle game. Witness and Braid has over 1,400 puzzles.
A lot of puzzles. I'm
sure this game will be pretty solid. Good pedigree.
If you're a puzzle fan, I think you can get your goddamn fill from this game.
Too many puzzles? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't like there doesn't feel like puzzle games don't feel like they have a time sync like explicit like game, right? Like I feel like almost every other genre you can find like a time sync that you can just like lose yourself in if you're a fan of that genre.
But if you think about it,
puzzles don't.
We don't know yet. It says 14,000 puzzles, but are those 14,000 puzzles really only just a small part of one puzzle?
Oh, probably. You know? I mean, probably.
It could just be one big puzzle.
It is interesting that this man's become
pieces.
A puzzle person. Because Braid's not very puzzly.
No, but I guess there is something about Braid that like that's kind of puzzly. I don't know. A little bit. There's something about it that does the aesthetic also for some reason just says like bookworm puzzle person. Exodus.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Sure. Yeah. Matthew McConaughey.
If there's Mass Effect like romance in this game and I have to listen to Matthew McConaughey's voice trying to get it on, I'm gonna lose my mind and not want to play this video game. That sounds awful.
Nope, that's what I hope it is. Warlock, Dungeons and Dragons.
Vaporware for now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the game's gonna be or look like, or like I don't know.
This one was even like because we mentioned it with Star Wars FOTOR, where like at least with that game we have an idea of what it could be like because of its past games. No idea with this one. No clue.
Yeah.
Whatever we saw in that trailer, I just have to like completely wipe from my brain of like what this could potentially be, because like, it was a cool trailer, I thought, but
yeah, I do like Wizard of the Coast being like, oh god, oh shit, Baldur's Gate did so fucking well. Let's just hire anyone, please make another one of these.
I hope their next game is just like a different class of character, and then still the subtitle is Dungeons and Dragons. Like I hope the next game is just barbarian Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. Control Resonant.
Woo!
I think this is on our list here. This game, you know, we had heard the name before, Control Resonant, right? Fairly recently. I don't know if that's enough to take it away from like a potential to be like the last thing, right? Like even though we knew Control Resonant was releasing because we'd heard the name wasn't a surprise to us. We know there was another Control. Maybe this could have been the last the last thing. The only other thing that I thought maybe kept it away from being the final reveal was how theatrical the reveal was.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't want something so theatrical with like not just the trailer, but like the stuff happening on the stage beforehand.
Yeah.
Similar to like Divinity had the stuff beforehand. It was very theatrical. Yeah. Maybe they were afraid of like that kind of stuff taking away from the award that was going to be announced right afterwards. You know, I don't know. This game, we saw gameplay of.
Mm-hmm.
So that was dope. And just the freaking style of the trailer, the gameplay, and then just like the company making it and like, you know, what the first Control was. Like, immediately after the trailer, I was just like, well, this could be a Game of the Year nominee for next year. And like all I've seen is the trailer.
I'm a little shocked it is coming out next year. I thought that it just felt so soon, felt so fast. Mm-hmm. But you know, they have this engine. They have like seemingly really good like pipeline for this game dev.
Yeah.
Control 1, we talked about it the other day. One of my favorite kind of games, AA games, whatever you want to call it. Just one of the best 8 out of 10s I've ever played. And this looks fucking rad. You play as the brother of the main character from the first game, and it's more melee focused, which is neat that they're going for a different kind of gameplay style that fits.
Those two things that you've mentioned right away, when I was watching people react to this, those were like, as the reveal trailer was happening, those were the like two things that they were kind of popping up in their like stream of conscious watching. They're like, oh, you play as the brother. Oh my god, it's melee. Yeah, I don't know. I just liked watching people's reactions to like those two facts that like the first two facts that you brought up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I'm play it.
It's gonna be, yeah. I just, the first Control was Game of the Year for a lot of I don't know if it was Game Awards Game of the Year, but like a lot of other publications had it as Game of the Year for that year. So 2019. I don't know what would
I'm so stoked to just see like what they have in their bag, because again, like Control, world building wise, like that's a game that you open, you read every note that you find, every codex, because it's such a fascinating like world they built, and the writing in it is so good. I'm very stoked to see what they come up with next. Also, with like the recent narratives around Remedy, it also feels like this needs to hit for them. Because like Control hit critically, but not necessarily as big with sales as it was with like the critic reviews of it. And so like this one has, for whatever reason, this added like almost tension to the release, where I just feel like they're putting everything they got into this, I think. Agreed.
Next, Gang of Dragon.
Yeah.
You like Yakuza?
You like Yakuza? One of the creators of Yakuza franchise, and like in the world, he started to get kind of like weighed down by the narrative of Yakuza. Just the fact that this world was like so defined, so kind of wacky, but also like caught up in its own lore. He just really wanted to make something new. He also like helmed Judgment and Lost Judgment, and those were definitely felt a little bit more grounded than Yakuza. And he was like, yeah, I want to go and do this. What's funny about this reveal, if you watch like the stream of it, you hear one guy scream very, very loudly.
Real loud. One guy got real excited.
And the internet is pretty confident that's Tim Rogers of Action Button / formerly of Kotaku and a bunch of other studios. Or other like publications. We're pretty positive it's him, because he was there because his partner is the developer for Consume Me. But yeah, everyone is like, I think that was Tim. But yeah, no, this is cool. I love Yakuza. It's been something I've slowly gone through in my adult years. It's like one or two of these games. I'm super excited for this. It looks good.
A lot of people too, before knowing what this was, like as it was being revealed, a lot of people were immediately pulling Yakuza. Like, is this a Yakuza? And then no, but it is from one of the former leads.
My dumbass brain at one point went I was like, Stranglehold. I was like, what's going on? Do you remember Stranglehold?
I remember the name, but
it's a John Woo video game.
Oh, okay. I think I can potentially picture the box art. Then Street Fighter movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It looks silly and stupid.
Yep, it's everything I want out of what this movie is going to be.
They were revealing the cast, and then we saw, like, before this, as they were revealing the cast, we saw who was playing who, and we're like, this is a silly and stupid cast. And then they showed the trailer. Seems silly and stupid, which is perfect. Yeah. One of my coworkers recently told me that I looked like Roman Reigns. Speaking of.
Right.
So,
that's my guy. You're Joe Anoy. Anoy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. That's crazy. I love that. I'm stun-locked by that fact.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, this looked good. Like, and the crowd, I mean, and like the cast came up and they did their thing. Roman Reigns after tweeted, he was like, yeah, so happy to like be out there like the Game Awards with all my co-hosts, and he tagged everyone except for Cody Rhodes, which I thought was a good kayfabe bit.
Yeah, it's a good bit. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I want this movie. I love fighting game movies for some reason. It's a part of my brain. I love Mortal Kombat. I love 90s Street Fighter. I love the Dead or Alive movie, even though I shouldn't. This looks like a blast.
Yeah, basically
a lot of things right.
Basically, the only cast member that they didn't have on the stage was 50 Cent. And I saw, I think it might have been like Jeff Gerstmann was like, well, he's probably too busy doing devious things against Diddy right now that he couldn't show up.
Yeah, he's in his hater mode.
Yeah. Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight.
Still looks good. The voice acting felt weird here.
It did. Are any of these on yours? Because you haven't said no. Gang of Dragon was. We should have watched the trailer. You good?
Gang of Dragon.
Let me know when you want me to hit the trailer button. I agree with this. The voice acting did seem off to me. And part of it, I think, was because, Lego Batman previously was Will Arnett. And it felt like they wanted this Lego Batman to still be Will Arnett, but couldn't get Will Arnett.
Yeah.
And so they hired a guy who isn't close enough to Will Arnett, but they told him, be Will Arnett. And so it's just, I don't know, it felt odd. It sounded odd. I bet the game's good though.
Yeah.
I bet the game
still looks like it's fun to play and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the first, like most of the other Lego games, look to me very samey. Like a Lego game felt like you kind of knew what you're getting into, what type of game you were going to play in just a different setting, and like what new little mechanics or whatever were they going to throw in. But this is the first time where it looks like a different game because it looks like an Arkham game.
Yeah, it has like the Arkham combat mechanics. Yeah,
looks good. Tomb Raider, 2 games.
Yeah, good for Tomb Raider.
Woke is dead.
Like, I think that they, whatever, they did a good job redesigning Laura. I'll be happier if they make her gay again, but they won't because they're cowards. Because like I don't know if you know that that's been coming up a lot in this past week in my like media sphere. Was that in the original Tomb Raider, she was supposed to have a relationship with Sam, like one of the other ladies, and but they cut it like literally like a month before the end. They shipped the game, because again, cowards. But anyway, the teaser trailer for Catalyst is a teaser trailer. It looks like a game.
Yeah. Probably a video game.
Yep. But the Legacy of Atlantis looked pretty good. Looked like a modern. I mean, it is just a remake of the original. But it looked good.
It did look good. It didn't. I don't remember what the original Tomb Raider is like exactly, but
controls.
But it doesn't look like. Yeah, I guess. Okay, you said remake. It's not a remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's it's modern now. I don't know. It looked good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I thought she looked fine.
Yeah, I'm not the most. I don't care what this character really looks like. I'm not like attached to big polygons or anything.
Well, how big are the polygons?
If I went to the Polygon store and I saw Lara Croft's polygons, I wouldn't be upset. But
we can move on now. Forest 3. Forest 3.
Be honest with you, didn't know there was a Forest 2.
I did know there was a Forest 2. I thought this trailer looked pretty dang cool. And then I saw the name Forest 3 and I was like less excited about it. But it still looked cool. Invincible got a character reveal.
This is a character created just for the game, from my understanding, not in the comics.
Okay. The Avatar. Elemental.
It's neat enough. And this game still look like it's fun. The Killer Instinct devs.
Yeah. Yep. Killer Instinct devs, which is huge for its like I don't know, not its growth, but just like it's like I don't know, the outlook that people can have to like what to expect. Because even if you looked at it and were like not into the visuals or something, if there's something about it that you're like, I don't know, you can look at like, oh, well, it's made by the Killer Instinct people. So it's like people who know what they're doing. That's how I look at it anyway. Orbitals.
One of the top 3 indie games here, I think.
The top aesthetic.
Yeah, for sure. The top aesthetic.
I freaking Kepler again. Also.
Shout out.
Love the way this game looks.
Yeah, there's so much Dragon Ball and like Yu Yu Hakusho and like
it's just old anime.
That kind of era.
80s, maybe like early 90s. Yeah, that 80s anime aesthetic. It looks so good. The frame rate that it's got going on works good with it. Make every game look like this, I'll be happy.
I kind of agree with you.
It does. It does though. Now that you've said it, like Dragon Ball for sure. Because for whatever reason, as I was just rewatching this trailer, I thought of that Akira Toriyama game.
Yep,
Sandland. And the way the vehicles looked, like the tanks and stuff in that game, like the spacecrafts in this game remind me of just like a Toriyama type design for.
Yeah, that's what we had a conversation like in person. That's like if you look at like a lot of the tech and stuff like that, it reminded me a lot of Dragon Ball and Toriyama. But then like some of the character designs reminded me of like Botan from Yu Yu Hakusho and like that kind of like that era. But this game looks cool. It's a haze like what we're calling it, I guess.
Yeah.
split fiction like.
It's a
Uh,
co-op split screen game.
Mhm.
Exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
So good
I'm
for
gonna keep my eye on this one.
yeah, good for Switch 2.
Hmm.
Diablo.
Wow, Mephisto's here.
Mephisto showed up in person, live on
Mhm.
stage,
Yep.
roasted
And
streamers.
yeah, it was weird and not like Mephisto. I guess he's like the Lord of Hatred or whatever, but it felt lame.
For him to jump on stage and start flaming like content creators.
Yeah, it just feels gauche.
It was
I
weird.
think that's the right word.
It was weird. Was he
but
wrong
the
though?
trailer,
Was
not wrong inherently.
only wrong?
Um, classic Blizzard trailer.
Yeah, very good, very
Mhm.
amazing cinematic. Wish I
I
could
like how
watch a cinematic from Blizzard for like a new game
mhm.
and not just
Um,
Diablo and Warcraft.
Yeah, it is weird that Diablo 4 is just going to have Diablo 2 within it, I think. um, at this rate.
Sometimes that happens with games.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of isn't that kind of also like same with the Elder Scrolls Online? They just kind of
Yeah.
throw in like they're like, here's some Skyrim, now here's some Morrowind.
You're right. I guess for Diablo 4 heads, Paladin's here, and they said there's going to be another new class on this update as well.
Also,
in
like,
this DLC.
How old is this game now?
2 years? Question mark.
That's crazy.
I don't really know.
It feels older. It feels like it's like 6 years old. Yeah. Marvel Rivals, talked about that a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Probably could have been in some more game categories. Maybe this is why it wasn't, is because they announced Deadpool.
I am historically a Deadpool non-enjoyer. I think like I go up and down whether or not I think his shtick is funny or tolerable. But I like this trailer actually quite a bit. I thought it was really well animated. It was really fun, and I got to see my girl Elsa Bloodstone, who's one of my favorite Marvel characters, for 4 seconds. So
yeah, don't you see like Devil Dinosaur and stuff in there?
Yeah, and also Throg. You see all the Pet Avengers,
yep.
which I'm like, are they going to be? You put them in the game, then that's pretty crazy.
Exactly, like, because like there's a small part of me that's like, all right, they just released Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
You throw something stupid in there like Devil Dinosaur that I can play as, like, do I play this with Terra?
Mm-hmm.
But then I just have to be Gambit, who's also in the game.
Yeah,
but also I love Gambit. Yeah, his shtick, I think, at this point works. It can be grating on its own, but I think it works fine, like in a cast like this, where it's not like just beating you over the face. 007 First Light.
Cool.
Lenny Kravitz is the villain.
Cool. Good for Lenny Kravitz.
And by that I mean Lenny Kravitz is voicing the villain. And actually, he's just playing the villain. It's his body and everything. He's the villain. It's just his name isn't Lenny Kravitz. I did like how, like, you can see in the thumbnail, Bafma from the game and how he looks and how he's dressed and everything. And then Lenny Kravitz walked out on stage wearing that and looking exactly like that to present like the award for score, which I thought was really good.
Yep.
Lords of the Fallen 2.
Oh yeah, wait.
Oh,
you reminded me because I have a point. That was really good synergy between the announcement and the award.
Yes.
I don't know why the Street Fighter cast didn't do best fighting game.
Yeah. Yeah, because they did ongoing series or ongoing game or something, right?
Yeah.
I think they gave the award to the No Man's Sky people, right? I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Didn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, need to figure that out more, Jeff Keighley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lords of the Fallen 2.
Cool. Souls like,
yeah.
There's a lot of these like kind of like mid-range Souls like that will hit for certain people and won't hit for a lot of other people because of like just certain design choices. This one doesn't speak to me at all. It's
a little grittier.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dark Souls is a very dark and gritty world. And it's like, how do I put this? Like, its visuals are dark and gritty, and like, shit's messed up in the world.
Mhm.
This is like the same, but they try to push it more, where it's just like there's scenes in the trailer of like just the like it's the gameplay, I guess, the gameplay animations and stuff like that make it like, oh, here's a pre-rendered like execution animation that we have for when you rip this thing's head off. And I don't think you get that kind of stuff in like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and like those. The world itself is gritty. This is like we're gonna continue, like we want to push that like dark grittiness with like our animations and kill moves and like execution style stuff.
I'd be interested to see someone do a line of like this, from like Mortal Shell to Lords of the Fallen to like Bloodborne, Lies of P, Dark Souls, and then like the Surge, or I'm trying to think of like a non-gritty Souls, like there's plenty of them. Like Code Vein, maybe like one of the anime ones. Like I think you could do a really fun just like just scale of like, this is Dark Souls to the fucking grittiest, and this is Dark Souls at its most whimsy.
I can't help but in my brain cutting off your sentence in the middle of what you were saying, because you said that you'd be really interested to see someone do a line.
Do a line. You know what?
And for whatever you said that, and my brain cut off right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said a lot of stuff that was probably really good and that the stream really liked.
Yeah.
Saros.
Man, still looks so good. This is a story trailer, which I thought was interesting because we've seen gameplay so much.
Yeah, Raul popped out. Raul rules. Raul, he came out, talked.
Hey, bruv, I'm Raul Coley.
I'm really cool. Showed up the game. You get a little bit of story beats in this, a little like world setup, a little bit of like angst among the crew, and then you do get more gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
And then this was, I think, the other game in the show that I thought this could also potentially show up as a Game of the Year nominee next year.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, if it came down to Remedy and Housemarque, I would not complain. Those are two studios I think are doing incredible stuff.
And also, I think two studios who like, maybe Housemarque came out of it a little bit, because for Housemarque, not Control. What the heck was that last game? Returnal.
The Returnal?
Returnal for them was a pivot from what they had been doing, because they, kind of similar to Remedy, their games were like critically acclaimed. Everyone who played Housemarque games loved them. But they were like small indie arcade games, and so they didn't financially do as well as they needed to. So then they pivoted to Returnal, something bigger, and got a big payout for it. Like easily the biggest game that they'd like selling and game that they've ever done. Hopefully, yeah, like I guess basically what I was saying was with Returnal, it felt like they were like, we need to hit on this or we're done. We're trying something new. We're throwing everything at this. And then it hit for them. So hopefully now Saros isn't like that. Hopefully they've kind of climbed out. But Housemarque and Remedy feel this like very similar in that way to me, where it's just like both studios make amazing games that people love, but not enough people are buying them, or they're just like not marketed properly or priced properly or whatever it is. But they seem like
I would-
they're in like rough shape too,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
What I really like about, like, I guess, like, the way that Housemarque's been doing it though is that, like, they like I feel like they've just been building that team up and like making like I feel like they've done a good job of progressively making like bigger games where instead of like because they started off as very arcadey,
Mhm.
right? And they slowly got more and more involved either graphically or systems wise of what they were doing, and I think that's such an important way to approach game development, because like I don't remember hearing if Housemarque having layoffs and whatnot. It's very possible they could have, but like them being able to slowly build up into like a big moment
Mhm.
like Returnal or like Saros even more is gives me way more faith in them than like a studio coming out and being like, all right, we're gonna try to do the AAA thing even though we haven't made a game before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hope this succeeds. I want them to succeed forever. They make
Mhm.
fun games.
Mhm. Let's see. No Law.
This is a game I think I would like if it didn't look so dadcore. Like, this game just feels off to me in every shape or form. Like,
Yeah.
it feels like what, I don't know. Like, it feels like it just doesn't, it feels like what, like an 80s person, like, want, like, it, like a, um, like a Sylvester Stallone cyberpunk instead of being like,
okay. Kotaku feels similar in ways because they describe it here as Cyberpunk 2077's baby brother, where it's just like, the people who like think Cyberpunk is cool and then like just want to be cool also. Sega announced before the show to tune in. You might see something, and this is what it was, and some people didn't understand that.
Which is so funny because
Total War Warhammer.
So, Creative Assembly last week had their own little direct where they announced Medieval 3, and DLC for Warhammer 3. And they're like, and we have one more thing to announce next week. And so, like, if you watched that, you knew that what Sega was talking about was just this. Cool.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of conversations with friend of the show, Alex Fierce, about this game. 40K is a cool setting. My brain is so used to Total Warhammer 3, where there's like 21 different like races you can be. And this game launching with 4, my brain's like not. I'm like, that doesn't feel like enough, but Warhammer 1 had 4 races as well with the 5th.
Well, eventually you will get 40K. So
yeah,
I think that's so true. That's what the 40K stands for in the Warhammer. Also, in defense of anyone who was confused when Sega said they were announcing a game and you didn't see one because you forgot that this company made this game. So did I for a minute. The show,
Creative Assembly owned by Sega.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems just makes a lot of sense because the Total Warhammer games do well and are liked.
The community like is pretty split, I guess. Like the Total War community is split. A lot of people are really excited about this just because 40K has a huge fucking following. But Total War historically hasn't done firearms very well. Like any of the games that breach on firearm, like line of sight, the way that they do the RTS combat is always a little janky. But this is a new engine that they're using. So maybe they figured that out in this engine. Also, if you watch this trailer, there's a lot in common with like Empire at War, the old Star Wars RTS. It looks like there's a lot of like zooming out to like the planet and having like you see like those ship battle like kind of things maybe happening.
Yeah.
And then zooming out even more and seeing the map look exactly like Empire at War's space map. So I'm very excited to figure out like what the actual like strategy 4X meat and potatoes of this games is.
Yeah.
because it seems to have at least 3 different tactical like phases that I'm like very curious about.
This one was kind of a surprise. This next one, Ace Combat.
And I tell you how fast, again, friend of the show, Fierce, Alex Holland looks at it and goes, Ace Combat. Like he's like, I don't know. We were all just like, what is this? What could this be? And he's like, oh, it's Ace Combat 8, I think. And we're like, what?
He's an insider. How did he know?
Yeah, I asked him if he was going to get his flight stick, and he's like, I have one. I'll play it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some excitement for this from people on the internet, it seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
As well as this next one, Star Wars Galactic Racer.
The surprise of the show for me, maybe.
A lot of people. For a lot of people.
One of the surprises of all time. I don't think that you could have opened up with like being like, and the developers of Burnout and Need for Speed are working on this new game, and then us going like, is that a fucking pod racer? Is that a fucking pod racer? Is that a goddamn land speeder? Yeah. I'm a huge Star Wars Episode 1 pod racer for the N64 fan. I fucking love that game. I am not typically going out to bat for racing games or being like, I want to maybe buy it day one.
Yeah.
This might be the first racing game in a long time that I will buy day one.
Yeah.
It's so cool that this is happening.
And there's something about the way this trailer looks that makes me think that this is gameplay. It's not pre-rendered. This looks like in-engine is what I'm trying to say. And it kind of reminds me of like a Battlefront.
Yeah.
Where they just like look gorgeous. Which is today, coming 2026. Yeah, this, of all the games that got announced, I think this is the one that I saw with the highest pop off ratio.
Yeah. And the more I learn about it, the more they're like single player mode, story mode even. I was like, I'm like, they were fucking doing it. I hope, and like I just like my brain is singing with like what I want out of this game now. I'm like, because I love in Pod Racer the wear and tear of like your parts. Like when you race, and the burnout mechanics like that are probably more implemented in this, but like when you bump and bash with people, your parts get hurt, so the game become less efficient at giving you acceleration. So then you have to use your prize money to buy a new part for that, and you're kind of always chasing that paying off your pod racer while earning money kind of thing. And that's a wonderful push and pull mechanic. And if they implement that in this modern era with more burnout, like, oh man, I can't fucking wait for this silly ass game.
It makes it you're thinking more during your races about like how you're racing. You're like, I can't crash this race because I don't have the money to fix this or that unless I get first place or whatever. Yeah, it's a cool little extra like tense. I don't know, just an extra thing. It's cool.
Plus, these games are fast, and I hope that they keep the speed of it up because it can get really disorienting. And
like you see from the trailer, and then also just by the name of it, not just pod racing. Like definitely other vehicles in there. I'm curious how that'll work. Whether it will be similar to like other like I'm thinking like of like Forzas or Gran Turismos or stuff like that, where they have like classes of the types of races they do. Wonder if it'll be something like that, where like, oh, here's like the speeder bike race, or the light, medium, heavy, whatever. We'll see. Seems interesting. Because then that's also one of those things where if it is like, say, there's different classes, you could potentially be weighing your options in like single player for what kind of race you want to go into. Whereas it's like, my pod racer, my medium whatever, my medium weight vehicle is kind of beat up right now. I can hop into a lightweight and race and make some money to fix it, and then go do this high profile meet whatever. I don't know.
This sounds awesome.
Yeah.
There were people who were like confused because like, I didn't see a pod racer in that. I only saw land speeder and bike. If you look at the logo for the game, there's clearly 3 vehicles, and one of them is clearly
Let's see.
a pod racer.
Boop. Yep.
Like right. Yeah. It's right underneath, like the thing that's sweeping underneath. Yeah. There's clearly a pod racer, a land speeder, and a speeder bike. So neat. I came out of the show, like, by the way, like we're almost there, but I was just like, man, I hate how excited I still get about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like it has such a hold over me despite like multiple decades of mediocrity.
Yeah, and so they did, I think, for years now, Star Wars games were like, let's tell big, new cinematic stories. And that's what a Star Wars game was, over and over and over again. And I think people kind of burnt out on that. But with the 2 Star Wars announcements here, they hit like both ends of the spectrum, where they were like, okay, wait, so now we've got the big new story, but it's a classic franchise, a classic world, Old Republic world. So like that hit for people, and with Casey Hudson. And then with Galactic Racer, like, yes, it's, hitting on like the pod racer, like nostalgia for people, but it's also just like a Star Wars world that isn't this like epic story of good versus evil and saving the universe. It's just in the universe, and it's like I imagine anyway, you will not be fighting off the Sith Lords in this game. So that's cool.
Funny.
It's just
like Darth Sidious gets in behind the wheel and he goes, "Let's race
for the fate of this planet."
Unlimited power.
Wait, what is
forward.
Hold on, wait. What is it's like the first line in this actually. Hold on, I'm going to turn the volume on too. It's like racing is important. Oops, hold on.
I want it back.
I want it back. Okay.
The way it was before the Empire shut it down.
Before the Empire shut down.
Massive engines. Lightning fast.
We all want this. Where's the line?
Lives on the line.
Lives on the line.
The pilots were incredible.
Incredible pilots.
Best of the best.
Best of the best.
Also, there's clearly a pod race in the trail. Like, so some people are cooked.
United
They just can't.
by one beautiful dream.
Where's the line? Just say it. Maybe it's at the end. Maybe it's the end. Maybe I'm crazy. I thought it was the start. It deserves another look,
The galaxy needs racing.
The galaxy needs racing.
That's it right there. The galaxy needs racing.
It's so true.
Yeah. All right. And with that, moving
so
on.
do I.
Out of words.
Neat. They reminded us that this exists. There's nothing new in this trailer, I think. Like, there's some gameplay, but there's no, like, they don't say the date or whatever.
Stop motion. Looks nice. Looks nice. Phantom Blade Zero. Sure. Mega Man.
Mega Man, kind of disappointing.
It's weird because, like, watching the trailer back now, I can pick out, like, it's like the things on the side are saying, like, oh, the 5th game, 1992, 6th game, 1993. Like, it's giving the game number and the dates that they released. Leading into this, though, like, you weren't seeing that. You had the symphony playing.
Yeah. And like me and Dario were like, we recognize this. What is this? What is this? And then it was like, oh, it's like we were like, I think it's Mega, and then it like right here you figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna parrot an opinion I heard online because I really agree with it. Is that using the orchestra and the Wily theme and it just being like another by the numbers Mega Man, supposedly. That's all we like by what they show is only
Yeah, by the way this looks.
By the numbers Mega Man.
Yeah.
Is just a little disappointing. Like more Mega Man is good, and like Mega Man fans, I'm sure, are going to hopefully enjoy this. Hopefully, it's good.
They didn't really enjoy the last one of these.
Yeah, and like maybe they figured it out, but like it just felt like it was building up to a bigger moment. Like it felt like I should be looking at Mega Man Legends 3 or something.
Exactly.
Or
yes.
another revamp of the franchise.
Also 2027, not even 2026.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, it was exciting to see Mega Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he looked nice. And when I first saw the gameplay, my reaction was kind of like, oh, it looks nice. And I think it's because the assets themselves look very nice and clean, but there's something missing. And
yeah,
like I think it was like Maximilian Dude. I think he's the one that I saw say he's like, it kind of looks cheap. And I think that's kind of how I'm feeling, where like it doesn't look like there's a lot of, and you know what, maybe this is how Mega Man is, classic Mega Man, but like there isn't a lot going into the stage presence. They've got their layouts and the, you know, I guess what I'm saying is like, it feels like it's like one step up from just like a blocked out level.
Yeah, okay, I can see what you're saying.
Like they blocked out the level, they threw skins and all the assets, and then it was like, that's it, we're done. Like it's just like there's extra that this game is missing, that like in the world. I don't know. It's cool that he's back, but I agree with you where it's just like it felt like he was building to a bigger moment than just being like, it's another standard numbered Mega Man that we didn't do anything different for.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised, like, I don't know, like it's not an X or 0 or any of like the more the ones that haven't been used in a very long time. And it
isn't ZX yeah.
I kind of wish it was something else.
So I know
I also wish it just had pixel art instead of
maybe
animation style.
Because again, I think this looks nice. I think it just needs more attention to, like, I don't know, the world.
It's 2 years away, so maybe they'll make it look better.
But I saw like the day before, and like in Andy Cortez comments this in the reaction where he's like, "Oh my god, this person was right." Where like somebody just before the awards was like, Capcom wants to make Mega Man like a bigger deal. And I forgot the exact words behind it. But it was basically like they want to make it, they want him to be a bigger deal with multiple games. And so like I'm hoping this is just like the first step of just like Mega Man's back. Here's a little taste. And then we get this, and then it's just like then we get the next like bigger Mega Man project. Maybe they bring back Mega Man X or
it's
Legends.
Really interesting, like Capcom's return to being a powerhouse has been, despite ignoring its most iconic mascot, is a character
that made Capcom.
Yeah, they just haven't cared about, like, of course you have all these like collections and whatnot that come out, like they make it so you can still play old Mega Man, but I wonder if there is just like kind of a brain drain, like, or like just no excitement in Capcom, like
For Mega
among
Man.
like the develop or for Mega Man among like the developers. Like nobody's out here being like, here's how we make Mega Man more like new age, I guess. Like
Yeah.
here's how we innovate it. Like so they just don't put the time and money into it, it seems. Compared to Resident Evil, Monster Hunter,
Yep, those are the two.
Street Fighter.
I would not be surprised to see references in this game from those three franchises. I would not be surprised if we see a Street Fighter, Monster Hunter, and or Resident Evil reference in this game. The Street Fighter one's easy. He already does Shoryuken in Smash. Right? That's what he does. Shoryuken. Yeah. Mario Galaxy movie trailer.
Disappointing, but still fun.
You didn't get a lot. Luigi does a Captain Falcon knee to Bowser Jr.'s face. That's about it. And then lastly, High Guard. High Guard was the final one more thing before the Game Award award got sent out and the show ended. And I'm going to start off and I'm going to defend it. Okay. I think this game looks, hey, get off the keyboard, cat.
This game looks like, get off the keyboard, cat.
This game looks like it could be pretty good. There's a lot of stuff in here that I think looks neat, and it looks fast. I don't know what about this makes it a new breed of shooter, but it, like, watching this trailer, it feels like what I gather from it is a mix of like Apex, and Valorant, and like not, I don't know, I guess maybe just Apex kind of fills it, but it looks like a big world. Because obviously you need mounts in this world. You see people running around on bears and horses and panthers. And so like it's a large map, it seems, like Apex, and a lot of the movement and whatnot looks like Apex. You have character classes, hero shooter-esque things, it appears, like Apex. But then also I mentioned Valorant just because it, like, some of the way the abilities are used reminds me of like Valorant. But unlike Apex, it doesn't look like it's not a battle royale. And it looks like in like a more traditional like team versus team thing, there is an objective. And they kind of talk about it on their website a little bit, but like just from this trailer first, like that's kind of what I got, and I was just like, yeah, it looks fun. It looks like it's like big team battle from Halo, but
so my read on it was like screaming MOBA, right? Like it seems like there are NPCs that you fight at a couple points in the trailer. It seems like you grab that sword thing so that you break the shield for like whatever the final like thing is. So like a Smite, like to attempt to be positive, the positive parts of this game are hard to see when watching a trailer. Does the moment-to-moment gameplay feel good? Does the shooting feel good? Does the mix match of powers and like classes feel like competent,
synergized,
like, and yeah. Does it feel fun to play? it's very, I guess like a Deadlock would be an easier, you know, not that that game is officially real or whatever. That like it feels kind of like that, just like a little bit more, maybe cinematic equality, at least from that trailer. I will say, could you have chosen a worse name than to be high and or very close to being over something, and then to guard something in the way that you might watch something?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's this being the last game, I'll take the opposite stance. And then we'll go more into it. Felt bad. So it's very obvious that the team wanted to capitalize on them being Apex Legends and Titanfall devs. They wanted to be like, hey, we have a pedigree here that you should care about. We've been making this game in secret, and it's going to be out in 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be excited about this game. We are
free to play.
All-time low cynicism among gamers for free to play multiplayer shooters with like just like as a concept. So many of these come out and so many of these fail. So many of these come out and limp along for a year before they die. And so you are attempting to capture that zeitgeist, I feel, slightly artificially by trying to position yourself in this way. It doesn't make as much sense to me as from a marketing standpoint to try to like push yourself. I think you should have gone an early access route, a multiple playthrough route, like something similar to Arc Raiders, or where you get people in, you feedback and all that stuff. Because if this game comes out on January 26th and it isn't perfect, then that's probably it. Like, how many people are going to give it a second chance, like in a game like this, when they can easily go back and play, like whatever, like kind of multiplayer hero shooter MOBA thing they want to play?
So I guess so that's the like for me comparing and seeing a lot of comparisons to this, which is just like the new thing to do with a shooter, is just being like, oh, this is the next Conquered. Because like there was Sony's Conquered, they put a bunch of money in, it was open for like a month, and then they were like, well, we failed, shut it down, right? And I think part of it to go again, like for what you're saying, you're like, how many people are gonna like go back to play this, right? And when they could just play something else. For like the comparison to Conquered cost $40. So you had to start off Conquered with being like, how many people are going to try the first time, right? It's not just how many people are going to go back to Conquered. It's how many people are going to go at all to Conquered and then go back to it. Where Highguard is free to play, so it's easier to get more eyes early, so that even if a smaller amount of people do come back, you're already grabbing from a larger base, right? So yeah, no, that's the point I wanted to make there. Because it's free, it has that like leg up, I guess, on retention, because it has the potential to have anyone play without money.
And then and that's all without like all this conversations, all of course without any knowledge of their monetization strategy and price points for anything like that. And
I already see the monetization potential. Like a lot of it's very easy to see, because it, first of all, looks like it's a hero shooter, right? You have characters. You can sell new characters. You can sell skins for the characters. You can sell skins and charms for the guns. You can sell different mounts. You can sell different armors and skins for the mounts, you know?
And I guess like what I was going is like how egregious is that? Like how like what is like
Sure.
the price points for these things that's going to make it like profitable for them, but also not like exploit
Yeah.
like completely abhorrent for the viewer. I mean the player.
Yeah.
Which is always like a dance that's hard to manage. But
yeah. So okay, a couple things before I move on with this.
Mhm.
Looking at this picture and from the trailer,
Mhm.
the way it looked and the stuff happening on screen, I was like, one part of my brain was like, oh, cool. It's like sci-fi, fantasy. Sci-fi meets fantasy, right? It's like
Mhm.
it feels like this like medieval setting, like we never left the medieval world, but it's got space guns and suits and like futuristic stuff there. And I was like, oh, cool. That's neat. And then again, you're riding the animals. You're grabbing this giant sword. You've got an axe you can see in one side. I was like, oh, cool. This is a cool mesh, whatever. But visually, it still felt a little plain.
Mhm.
And then also something that I heard, which is just like looking at this image deeper, like I can agree with and see, is it feels very market tested.
Mhm.
Very market. Like it just feels like they were just like, let's just mesh this with that. So like these people like this and these like, yeah, I don't know. Just feels very market tested.
One of the weird things though, I want to point out, and it maybe it's neat because it's so weird to me, but maybe I also just hate it conceptually. Is in the trailer you see a guy like berserker rage and then take out his like 6-shooter pistol and like shoot, and that just feels so fucking weird that they're gonna like, why aren't you punching things or swinging an axe at things if you're in a berserker rage? Like you're supposed to be like, that means barbarian in my brain, and you're just taking out a little tiny gun and going pew 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 pew.
You shoot the gun faster now.
It seems very silly. It's very weird.
Yeah.
I just remember that standing out as like a moment that really confused me.
Yeah, no, I get that. So all right, right here, wishlist today. This is what they're describing this game as. From the creators of Apex and Titanfall, which you said, comes Highguard, a PvP raid shooter.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's where things get like weird for me trying to figure out exactly what this is. Because like you see teams fighting against each other and what seems to be an objective where they like pull a sword, and then there's like, you know, they summon like basically the battering ram that goes and like busts open the shield to like the player base. And then there are also what it appears like in the trailer, like like AI enemies on the map. And this is now the part where I was trying to think like, okay, now it's starting to feel a little more MOBA, where there's like creep on the map and you're trying to siege the enemy base, kind of like in a MOBA. But in this one, maybe the idea isn't like in a MOBA, it's basically just like you fight through towers and lanes. And this doesn't seem like that. This seems more like there's a world, like an open map. You have your bases on each side or whatever. And then there's like raids that happen across the map. And those become your objectives, where it's like, okay, on this side of the map, there's like a raid for this item or whatever that you got to fight over. This objective, you get this, if you win this raid and get back to your base with this thing or whatever, you get a point, or you bring it to the enemy base, whatever. And like for whatever reason, my mind is going more like a little more free form with like, while a match plays, there's different objectives. I don't know why. It kind of reminds me of like Killzone,
or even like HOTS in a way, right?
Sure.
I mean, those are map specific, but like you imagine that like certain maps will have like a raid boss in theory, and whoever breaks that down or collects more of it, the stuff it drops or whatever, gets an advantage.
Assuming this game even has other maps.
Yeah, that's also a good point.
I could see this very much being something where, like, at least at launch, there's one map, but maybe, like, if it is similar to what I'm saying, because it says it's a raid shooter, and you have like these different raids or objectives that are happening across the map, maybe those are just kind of random. So like, not every match you launch into starts off with a raid at this building on this corner of the map, and like then at 7 minutes and 32 seconds these mobs appear over here and you can go kill them for extra experience. Like, maybe it's more random than the types of the stuff you're to be doing. I don't know, but
yeah, it's like, it's not like as if this game like can't be interesting. I just feel as though it didn't put its best foot forward.
Part of me also thinks that it potentially could just have too much going on, and it could like overwhelm people in that regard, where there's just like too many ideas happening at once.
Yeah,
where they're like, because again, it's just like PvP raid shooter. Like, they're just like, all right, it's PvP, and we're doing raids like in Destiny, but against another team. And then also there's a base, you have to kill their base too. And like, maybe there's just like too many ideas that they're throwing at this, and it just becomes a mess. And also, to go back, I didn't say this earlier, I don't think this was a good final game. I understand.
Yeah, there's a lot of conjecture that it was like a paid for slot.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? That was a question.
But even that, like, and that's something that, like, I'm not. I don't need to fund this show. I'm not the one out there needing to make this show work. From like a logistics standpoint, but like if I was Jeff, I wouldn't sell my final slot
to this,
like that, like just maybe in general, like maybe like if I know what I see, like, and I have what I see everything on my plate, and we know that the way that like there's like a sliding scale for these, like from like past years, they've mentioned that like some games cost more to advertise, and like some of the smaller games don't cost as much or whatever. But like, I think I maybe pick I would pick and choose just for the show in general, right? Because like if this was in the middle, I don't think as many people bat an eye about it.
Exactly.
I think people just go, they see it, they like it, they go, all right.
Oh, interesting.
Another like
play free in a month. Yeah, we'll check that out.
But it being like the one more thing, basically, in a world where we have a spiritual successor to Knights of the Old Republic, which not going to come out for anytime soon, but that's crazy. The Divinity big reveal with the big statue, Control, and even Galactic Racer as like kind of your big surprises.
Yeah.
Way better to bookend the show, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Last thing I want to say about Highguard and this and the team. On the Highguard website, and I think in the reveal in the trailer, they mentioned like a new team from like however many people that brought you like Apex and Titanfall, right? It's old Respawn people. On the website here, you also see it mentions Call of Duty. This is on the company website. And like the two leads here, the two founders, Dusty Welch and Chad Grenier, you can see, in their little bio here, list up games. They both list Call of Duty. This guy here, Dusty Welch, at the very least, credits himself as the creator of Call of Duty.
It's fucking funny.
Like, I think if I go to his LinkedIn, created and led 3 multi-billion-dollar franchises, Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, and Apex Legends. Created and launched the Call of Duty franchise. That's what he says. That's what he says. He created and launched the Call of Duty franchise. It's a big thing to say for a guy I've never heard of before.
So if you go to Moby Games, which I don't know if you know, but it
Heard of it.
like it's a like it tells you certain developers, shows you the credits that they've worked on for games.
Mhm.
Looked up Dusty Welch, a lot of things, like head of publishing for a lot of Guitar Hero games,
Mhm.
stuff like that. Let's see, business, production. All right, marketing. Like he's part of like the VP global brand management for like Call of Duty 3. Again, VP of global brand management for Call of Duty 2. Same thing across the board. Nothing for Call of Duty 1, it doesn't look like.
Well, he created it and
And
launched it.
also I don't think being the VP of brand management makes you the creator of Call of Duty. Whatever.
Yeah, no, he created it. So yeah,
It's not a good sign.
I had seen the only other thing I saw when I tried looking it up is I don't remember where, but somebody did describe in an old article about his new company that he made in like, I don't know, 2008 or something like that. He had left Activision, started creating his own company. They made an article and they called him instrumental in the launch of the Call of Duty franchise.
Mhm.
But again, he says himself that he created it. And yeah, his old the last so he worked at Activision, created and launched Call of Duty, and did all kinds of, like led Guitar Hero and whatever he says. Left, created his own studio, made a browser FPS game. I wish I could remember the name of it right now. I can't remember the name of it. Failed.
Mhm.
And then like he mentions again Apex and has like major involvement with Apex. But he doesn't join Respawn until 3 years after Respawn forms. So again, like he can say, you know, he worked on Apex Legends, that's fine, but it's not like he wasn't there at the start. He wasn't there creating Apex. Apex was made and he like joined on and did whatever he does. But yeah, I don't know.
That's the kind of bravado that I'm like, all right, cool that you have it, but also, I don't know.
It just adds skepticism to like when like. Luckily, I guess it's like 60 plus people that worked on like Titanfall and Apex. So like the team around him, I kind of believe in, but there's something about this guy where it just feels like he's just like trying to prop himself a little bit higher to create extra hype for like the project that he's leading. I don't know. It's fine. I hope the game is good. I'll try it in a month and a half or whenever it's out.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
Before we go to the next topic, but pivot. Play the Bradley Badger trailer that wasn't on. Was on the Kotaku article. I don't know. Did you watch the Bradley the Badger trailer?
I did.
Okay, because this game looks fucking cool, man.
It looks all right.
It looks like modern day Conquer.
Kinda, yeah.
In the better ways, and not in the toilet humor ways that I don't need it to be.
If it ever loads.
I'm just delighted over this silly ass platformer doing a Conquer or Gex like world, but you're going through all these like parodies of these famous video games. You know, I need more character platformers. I also like this trailer because I'm like, oh, it's clearly Bradley the Badger, and it's like making fun of this one thing, and then it just keeps going. It was like, a really fun experience.
Yeah, because at first also you see this pop up here. You see Badger Born, and you're like, what the hell? And then you see him like running around, and yeah, you're just like, oh, it's just they're parodying Bloodborne because we won't get a Bloodborne. It's just like this cute Badger guy, and then yeah, it goes to like the cyberpunk stuff and The Last of Us and whatever.
all the while he has like this kind of like breath, like Taka, like kind of like game design manipulation.
What the heck? Don't, I hated that.
You don't like Taka?
I don't like Totka.
I don't know. It's a Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I like
it's too many
that.
words.
No.
Taka.
Remember the
Say
Queen.
Taka
Tears of the
once out
Kingdom.
loud.
Remember the Queen. It's the Tears of the Kingdom.
Also, Evan Peters is in this trailer. I think he voices Bradley. I'm not 100% sure. He's definitely in this trailer though.
He might. This is the main gimmick though, right here. Is the sort of like game dev like pop-up things that you get. And then there's whatever is happening at the end here with this live action stuff, which like I can't tell if this is just for the trailer or if this has to do with the game in some way.
Like, yeah. So I didn't bring it up today because I knew we wouldn't have time, but I watched Day of the Devs like the same day that it came out a couple days ago. Or before the Game Awards, like the same day. So I had just watched trailers the whole fucking day, it felt like.
Good day.
And Day of the Devs has a really good inscription like. And this, if that out of game stuff also is part narrative, I still, we said it before, I'll say it again a million fucking times. I love the effect inscription has on
just like game design.
Yeah. This like meta horror narrative is so neat.
Yeah. I can't get my mouse right now because there's a cat sitting on it.
Not a badger though. Not Bottles from
not a badger, but she is currently unbeatable in me trying to get to this mouse right now.
Unbeatable.
Yeah, just like that game you said you beat.
Yeah, so Unbeatable came out after a long development cycle. They released this game finally, and it was I paid about 10, 12-ish hours. That's including some time in the arcade. This is a very, very good game that is special in some ways, and just like pretty good in other ways.
Okay.
I think that playing it on launch, there was still like a couple of bugs and whatnot that kind of got in the way, and then I was just waited 2 days and they patched a bunch of it, and it was way smoother after that. But the story and the aesthetic is what I have learned to be called grind punk, which just basically means like Jet Set Radio, like FLCL, like
oh, okay.
Maybe that's like grind punk. Maybe that's not. What is it? What is it? What's the term? Okay. And now I'm just annoyed that I don't remember this term. Grind fiction. There we go. I was close.
Okay.
And that's like the kind of aesthetic that's going on. There's, if you like Fooly Cooly, if you like, there's so much here that like is evocative of that. There's a lot of these like either the animation style to like the general wackiness to the acceleration of craziness that's happening in any given scene.
Gotcha.
And like the video game goes from, you have these rhythm based songs and like parts where you're battling these things called the silence that no one knows where they came from. But when people play music and people hear music, the silence appears. And you combat these silence in this rhythm game by hitting the shoulder buttons. Anything on the bottom is L1, anything on the top is R1. Or W and D, I think. I don't remember. I didn't play on keyboard, so I don't 100% know. And that's basically all you need to know. You can clearly see that there are like moments where you hold down one. There's times when you hit a button and then like you'll have to hit the other one in quick succession because that. And then there's times that you have to hit them both. And then there are like silences that are giant and you just click both buttons at the same time, rapid fire. And that's the same with when you're fighting the silence, when you're fighting the cops, when you're doing pretty much anything in this game.
Cops.
So many cops. You beat up and get beat up by so many cops.
Wow.
And that's like the rhythm part of this game. You go into arcade mode, you play this. It's one of the best rhythm games I've played. It's very fun. It makes a lot of sense. You can turn off a lot of the motion stuff if you want to have an easier time. But I kind of love the chaoticness of the camera moving between left to right to left. You don't have to hit any different buttons to hit the right side. You just have to, like, you're still hitting R1 to hit the top right and the top left. It's just a matter of you being able to keep your eyes focused on where the notes are. So there's a lot of visual chaosness that can be distracting from playing the game, but also I think adds so much to the texture of the aesthetic that I just don't turn it off. I just suffer, and I get lost occasionally. But I think that's just fun. I think that's just part of the design. So that's like the rhythm part of the game. Then the story comes in, and it's really adorable in the way that it works. Like it opens up with the game and it asks you, it's like a TV fuzz, and it has words on the screen, and it's asking you a bunch of like questions about like who you are, what you enjoy. And it has like a little conversation with you that helps like kind of figure out like what difficulty you want to have it on, while also setting like the tone. And the game plays story is a little like, it comes out swinging, it lulls a little bit, and then it just rises higher than it came out swinging. So it's like it goes up, it goes down, and then it slowly gets really peak, and it gets really good. It goes in places I didn't expect it to go. It deals with a lot of very personal themes for the writer that are at times very relatable, and at the things that aren't relatable, I can easily understand like the emotion behind them. But it's still fun as fuck. The dialogue is quippy, dialogue is fast. It feels like these are people that are real in this wacky world. And then the way that it deals with the rhythm and game mechanics throughout the story is also like the other part of the game. You go around and there are a couple of different ways it works. So like there are like side quests where like there's an evil batting cage and it's gone haywire, and you have to earn the top prize at the batting cage so that these kids will go back to school because they're afraid of letting down their dad, who told them that they suck until they can get the highest prize at the batting cage. And so they've been outside the batting cage for years or something. And so like that's really cool, because then you're playing just like a tap the button to hit the rhythm, and it's kind of at that point more like a Rhythm Doctor, like Rhythm Heaven, where it's like, hey, bada 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 swing, and then when you hear swing, you hit swing, and so it like does that, but it also has like a couple other rhythms that you are now engaging with. So you have to like, you're listening to the music and you're figuring out when to hit the button and whatnot, stuff like that. There are like moments where you're grinding a la like Sonic Adventure, but then they add like rhythm game twists to it, where like, you know, bullets are being shot at you and you just like have to time when you're jumping to the other rail or you're jumping off the rail to the rhythm. Some people complain about a lot of these sections are fail forward just because they want you to experience the story, and they have little tiny story like results for failing if you do. Where the cutscenes will be a little different. But they have said that they're going to add like an actual like fail and retry if that's more your thing. And I can see the dislike of that, because if you just do badly on a song, you're not paying attention, then you miss out on playing that song in the story mode. But it is a game that is just carried by its ability to be emotionally resonant and sonically resonant. I've been desperately listening, like trying to find music that in this game. They released a lot of it on Bandcamp, but it's not officially out yet. So you can't listen to all the tracks easily online right now, which is annoying, because I fucking think the soundtrack's so goddamn good. It's very garage rocky, very like lo-fi punk. with a lot of like this kind of like I don't know, like synthy BitTune Crusher kind of stuff coming in through it too. I don't know. It's a fabulous game. I had a lot of fun fucking playing it. I'm going to keep going back to the arcade and trying to do better at it because I'm not the best.
But you beat it.
I rolled credits on it.
Okay.
It also has a fake out credits moment, which I thought, I mean, so the game's set in chapters, and every time you reach a chapter, there are credits. But at the second to last chapter, it boots you back to the main menu, and you're like, oh, that's it. And it's like really depressing. And then it goes, you go back and it goes encore ? And you go, yeah. And then you get the real ending. And that's a very cute moment.
Yeah.
But if you're a fan of rhythm games, play this. That's just basically what it comes down to. I think it's a really good rhythm game.
I'm glad that after multiple times of us talking on the show, it's finally come out and you can be like, it's worth it. Yep.
Yeah. It's like pretty affordable. The music's really good. And the charting of like, I never found outside of like story moments that you are like supposed to fail at. I've never found any of the charts to be like unfair. There are definitely moments in the story where it's like you just physically can't hit the buttons fast enough to like
succeed.
Overpower like what's happening. Which is always a fun thing if they handle it well.
Yeah,
sometimes auto losing,
yeah, it's gotta feel right. Sometimes you know you're supposed to lose and that's okay. And then sometimes, I don't know. I had something else to say about this game. The aesthetic is still something that just like will always shine through on this game for me. And now that we've also seen and talked about Orbitals, which I said the same thing. Those are just two games with visuals that I don't want to stop looking at.
There's something just so pleasing to this like 2D anime style on 3D backgrounds.
But it's a very simple 3D background. Like like they it's a very clean, like it's the 3D background doesn't muddy the 2D. It doesn't pop out in front of the 2D or anything like that. Like the 2D is still the focus. Yeah.
I play Unbeatable. Would it's so interesting. I don't know if I would put it in my like indie game of the year.
Okay.
Like if I had to remake, if this game came out earlier this year, but I had to if I had to this came out earlier and I had to get rid of something for this, that would be really tough. I mean, like I'm not the biggest Ball X Pit fan, but I understand why that's there.
I would
or maybe debut indie. Yeah. Maybe debut indie. It would you could just add it there because I don't think it had that many. Take Megabunk out, it died. They gave it up. Put this in.
Replace it with this. Yeah. When you played this game, did you just play like one go, just like marathon style, just like start to finish?
No, I played it kind of like 2 chapters at a time. Which I think there are 6 chapters in total, so it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Just because like I was like, I wanted to let it sit. I wanted to like let the story beats resonate with me. I wanted to think about them. And I do think that like it's always weird to when you're interacting with a piece of fiction that you have built up like so excitable, like as something like that you've anticipated for so long, and then you're finally interacting with it. And like how to measure your enjoyment against those expectations is always such a messy, complicated thing. And so there were times when I was just like, okay, I was like, yeah, this is really good. And especially during that lull, like chapter 2 just it just slows down the pacing pretty hard. And I was just like, I hope it gets better. And I'm just like trying not to be disappointed in this thing that I was so fucking excited for. And it got me back by the end, but it was very much of like, it was like almost like this internal battle.
It was like a
playing through the
bungee where
game.
you jumped off and it like pulled you back like a.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt like my expectations I got woke up from them for a little bit. I got like from that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But it got me back in the end, and I was super fucking. It's good.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah. Cool. So anyway, Bungie's Marathon has a new vid doc out now, and kind of out of nowhere, kind of a surprise. Just one day you wake up and you get this 23-minute video from Bungie.
We are coming out. We gave a shit ton of money to that girl that we stole art from. Did you see that?
Yep.
The artist was like, I am happily compensated.
Yes. Yep. She did. She was like, nope, don't even worry about it, guys. Everything. I'm happy. But yeah, they also, they came out right away in this video and they were like, we heard you, we listened, which is like, you hate to hear it, but they did that. So yeah, again, a little history. This game had its playtest. It seemingly went okay to start. But like didn't feel like it ever took off. And then Arc Raiders almost simultaneously, like right after it, had its playtest and like lit this game on fire, basically. And then now we live in a place where Arc Raiders is released and it's doing very, very, very well for itself. And Marathon was like indefinitely delayed until now, where they say it's coming out in March. Did you watch this at all?
No, I heard a little bit about it, like little tidbits from it, but I didn't get fully into it. So I do want to just say, I think that delaying this game might, happen for a lot of fucking reasons that they shot themselves in the foot for. But it's maybe a better outcome for it. I think this game coming out in a post Arc Raiders world that has kind of explained and woken people up to like what an extraction shooter is, I think can be really good for this game, where if it came out before Arc Raiders, I don't know if that player base comes out for this, even with the Bungie name, compared with seeing how that first playtest went.
Yeah. And also, I think part of the surprise to this is after that delay that they announced is seeing it just in March. I would not have guessed March. I would have guessed much later. But yeah, so I watched this. And I also saw a lot of people online talking about this. And throughout the comments of the video and online, from what I could see, people were like overwhelmingly positive after this video. And it kind of felt like how people were after the first reveal of this game and its gameplay, where they first revealed it and people were overwhelmingly hyped and positive about how it looked, and then they played it, had to be delayed, and now they showed it again, and after playing it, people are more into it. So some of the key aspects from what I got out of this
Mhm.
compared to like how the game was before is first of all, they've added proximity chat.
Mhm. Needed, desperately needed for the genre.
Yeah, which just feels like a staple in the genre. So like I was actually like kind of surprised. I was like, "Oh wait, this didn't even have that before?" That seems weird. And I think maybe part of it from what I remember before is the game felt very much just like it was like mostly just like PvP is what it appeared to be. So now they've taken the game that they had, and one of the things that they said they learned was to make the world feel more alive and lived in. So it is dirtier than it was before. It has its same colors and like that aesthetic. It's like very clean and bright. But now it's kind of dirtied up a little bit.
Yeah, it feels a lot less sterile, and it feels, yeah, like as you said, like they did a good job of making it feel lived in.
One of the things that they explain in this as for like the story is basically like the Marathon ship was basically like it left Earth to go colonize a new planet, which is I think this Tau Ceti, and it just miserably failed. So like there's all of this stuff here, but it's like kind of dirty and like run down and abandoned now because everything was a failure. And there are AI enemies on the map. Which they've said they have created to not just feel like something you can run through, basically. Like they said like they've made them feel like they are important pieces of the map where like it's not just some afterthought of just like pop this guy once in the head, he's down, whatever, move on. Sound design in this is something they talk about a lot. It almost reminds me a lot of it of like Hunt. Have you ever Hunt Showdown? What is that the name of that game?
What
is that game? Why can't I think of that?
What's the game?
Oh my god!
What's the name of that game?
Post Malone's favorite game, Hunt Showdown. Right?
That's just making fun of you.
I know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Where like in Hunt Showdown, there's a lot of stuff around the map that are placed to alert others. Like there's like cans that are hanging on strings that if you walk through, they make noise, or there's birds that you can scare off, or like a horse that will like run off or whatever if you like get too aggressive around it. And like they talk about a lot of that in this vid doc with this game, where they were basically like every sound in this game has like like the way they put it is like meaning behind it, where it's just like when you hear something, you know what it means. So you'll know like if you're in a building, there's all this technology and these different things that you can run and use in a building, and then you'll be able to know like if you're in a building and you start hearing this sound, you'll know, oh, somebody just started this machine in this room on the second floor. Or you see birds fly off in the distance, you're like, oh, somebody's running around over there, whatever. So sound design was very important for them, which is something that I've always heard be very important in these extraction shooters, like specifically Tarkov. I remember hearing a lot about how the sound design needed to be perfect in that game. One of the things that they added in this game, which I think is cool. So first of all, in the last playtest, when you killed a player or when a player was killed, their body didn't stick around. now, not only does their dead body stick around, but it will, like, as they describe, decay over time.
It's really cool.
And I think that's cool because, as they explain in the video, you can be playing and come across a dead body, and you'll know if it's like a fresh kill or if it's been sitting for a while. So you'll know, like, oh, this body's been sitting here for a while. It's probably got nobody around anymore. This was a battle from, a while ago. Or you'll see a body and it hasn't started like its decay process yet. And like, oh shoot, there might still be somebody nearby. So that's cool. That's just
That's
like,
cool.
that's
Agreed.
a cool bit of like, it's like almost like that emergent storytelling, like that players control. So yeah, there's just a lot of like touches like that, which they've like added in. It seems like they've done a lot of work with making the world itself just feel better and responsive, and like you like players have effect on the world with its like AI and its decaying bodies and whatnot. This video they also talk about like the other different like locations that you can go to. I think the playtest maybe only had one location, but I think there are 4 or 5 maybe locations that they talk about. And they talk about one where they're basically like, this is like your basic level. They're like the outskirts or whatever it's called. They're like, this is simple. This is like, when you go to this, you know what you're getting into. Like, this is what you would expect from like a game like this. And then they're like, and then other maps that you can go to might have new, different challenges in them. And then they build it to like this last map where like 5 or 7, whatever it is, where they're like, it reminded me of a boss. Where it's just kind of like you go through these maps and there's like a new challenge here in this map. And then this map has a new challenge and this map has a new challenge. And then you get to the final map and it's a combination of all the challenges. And you have to be able to like handle each different challenge that are like a part of all the other maps. And like, this is the map with the most reward and like, whatever. Hello everyone, finally made it home from work.
Yeah, there's a lot in this
6:30.
This design doc that I think is like pretty excellent.
It still looks really good too.
I think you have to be either really confident or, I mean, possibly also just like desperate, but to take away like resources from production to like make one of these. But I always think that they're like nothing can like help sell me on a game maybe, or like give me like the faith that it's going to come out and be competent more than like one of these like 30-minute deep dives into what the game's about. Because before I'm like, Anthem doesn't really have like a lot going for it, especially in like with all the controversies that come out and a lot of the stuff. But then I like look at this design doc, and I go, you know what? It's doing the right things. It's making the right choices and adjustments.
It's also Bungie, and Bungie's very good at these. Like we talk about, Sakurai is very good with his like presentations and his directs and stuff like that. Bungie's also very good at that. So like, I think that's part of it that like makes this work for them, is that like they're just good at these vid docs.
I don't see my friend though, so I guess Bungie's not cool enough to put my friend who works for them in this design doc. So
sorry. But yeah, there's a lot of information in this game. I won't go through every bit of it, but it is interesting that like I think they've lucky, or like whether it was like planned this way or what, but like things have kind of worked out perfectly for them leading or leading into this video and afterwards, where after the game playtest, and they like essentially seemed like they failed and delayed it. Like it felt like this game was dead.
Mhm.
And now Arc Raiders came out, is a hit, priced at $40. And now this video came out, and it seems like they're saying the right things, and the game looks flashy as all hell. And is also $40.
Mhm.
So like there's just like a lot of things in place where like maybe this game actually can succeed.
And it like in it, we talk a lot about like make it or break it today. Like this feels pretty make it or break it, not for Bungie's like existence, but for Bungie's ability to be at all autonomous within Sony instead of just folded under the completely SIE brand.
Yeah.
Just because like, you know, all that's happening with Bungie and the controversy on top of each other, I'm really fascinated to know how much money they had to give away for the art stuff. And you know, I don't want any game to fail, and I don't want a game to fail that I know someone who's working on it, especially. So like, it still feels a little bit like an uphill battle, but as we both said, like, there's still like, you know, lightning in a bottle to be had with this genre. There's still a ride to wave. There's still like
a wave to ride.
A wave to ride. Bungie's not incompetent. They make bad choices occasionally, but they're typically pretty good at correcting those bad choices. And they're always good at making the gameplay feel good at least. So, it can still be fine. It can still be all right. Still be good, even great.
Yeah. Some of the things also that they do talk about in this, like we talked about Arc Raiders in the past, where it was like the casual extraction shooter, like casuals can get into this game because of like XYZ. This game kind of has some stuff where, like first of all, it is like you can go in threes, just like Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders, I think, also has a duo and a solo, but then Marathon has a solo. So like you can play this by yourself and hop in solo. And if this community is anything like the Arc Raiders community, the solo runs are very cooperative.
Yeah.
A lot of the solo runs that people play in Arc Raiders, when solos come across each other, they're very nice to each other, and they're just kind of like, yep, going on, move on. Like, let's help each other do this, or, you know, we're just here to collect stuff. No need to fight. And then when you get into the teams, it gets more aggressive. And so, yeah, like Marathon has the solos, and then it also has a mode. I forgot exactly what it's called. It's in here where you go in solo, but you go in, I guess essentially like Arc Raiders has something similar to it, where like you go in with like a free loadout where you can't lose anything, basically.
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose. You're going in for just collection purposes.
Yeah, you're basically going in.
And like it, you know, obviously with that, like you're going to be a little weaker than other people on the map because you're just like a scavenger or whatever it is. But that also does help ease tension for people, where they're like, I'm sick of going into the game and then just dying and losing all my stuff. Where it's like, this is now a way where like you can go in and you can't lose. You can come away empty-handed, which might suck, but it's not as bad as losing everything that you've gone in with. So you can gain or come out even, and that's it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm optimistic, but I'm very hopeful for this game.
I feel similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, and that's
video games. We
and
did it.
those are video games.
Mhm.
That's about it. That's about it for the video games.
Yeah.
Um, My-
What's coming up next week? Christmas time.
my cat is again and on here. I can't do anything. Next week is
Ooh, let's go, Martin.
it's Christmas time. I got Tainted Grail.
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah. DLC just dropped for it yesterday too. So let's go.
That household is into that genre. Like I know, like they like Martin's played Avowed.
Mhm.
I assume
Martin, do me a favor.
I assume
When
Martin's
you
played
turn
Skyrim.
when you turn on Tainted Grail, linger on the main menu for like let the song start playing. Because that fucking theme song for Tainted Grail is so fucking good. There's like we played D&D last Saturday and I used Tainted Grail soundtrack as like our ambient music for a while. Just because like the throat singing and like the classical kind of like orchestral music with the throat singing was so cool.
Oh, and also actually, so it's with let the feeling of Camelot become me. Yeah. With Martin here and like this topic coming up of games that they play in that household where like they like Martin played Avowed, Tiana played through Skyrim, I think played some Morrowind, and is now playing Cyberpunk.
Hell yeah.
Tiana's complaint about the game, and Elden Ring, Martin played Elden Ring, the Dark Souls. Tiana's complaint about the Game Awards, what I briefly talked to her, she was like, too much space, too much sci-fi. I hate space and sci-fi. Like, I didn't say anything to her, but in my head, I'm just like, you're playing Cyberpunk right now. What do you mean?
Yeah, but it's like, I get a little bit where she's coming from. Because, like,
don't give her that.
No, because it attempts, like, if her issue is space travel and aliens, there's not enough of that in Cyberpunk.
There's no aliens. I guess no, there's just augmented.
That being said, what is
cyborgs.
An alien other than, like, a space elf? Like, what the fuck? Like, at a certain point,
depends
like,
who you ask.
Like, you know, I go back and forth whether I prefer fantasy or sci-fi in my life, but I love them both very much. It's very fun to me that there are people who are like anti certain settings.
Yeah,
I think it's
they can both work.
Fun.
All right, let's end this and let's do the game duel.
Yeah. Yo, I have my concert coming up on Thursday. Playing a gig.
You'll live stream it from the crowd. Have Terrence live stream it from the crowd.
I was like, I can have Terrence attempt to live stream it from the crowd.
Yeah. Do that. All right. Anyway. Oh yeah. Wait. What's coming up? So.
It'll be the Christmas week. We'll probably talk about. Maybe we'll talk about last year. Maybe we'll talk about next year.
Yeah. What's coming up next year's maybe.
Maybe instead of just January, we'll do an overview of like what's
the whole year. What's planned for the year.
I think I wanted to have a topic about like, do we have any like gaming goals or whatever? Because I had an idea for one.
Okay.
But yeah, next whole year.
It is a nice sweater. She got it for me.
Less than a month away. That is a very nice sweater. I've only been able to see the hats. I haven't been able to see the characters the entire time. Very adorable.
Very good. It's very good.
I'm less than a month away from abandoning you for a month.
Yeah. Great. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, let's end the show and go into our thing. Let's go into our thing. Game Duel time. All right. We're gonna end the recording and
I yield my time.
Stick around. Goodbye. K yields their time. Show end is those buttons. Boop.